Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Nick Farrell here. Today we're going to do some Nine Inch Nails. The song is Right Where It Belongs. This is one of my first times ever really listening to Nine Inch Nails. I know the name, of course, but I couldn't tell you any song in particular. So definitely a genuine blind reaction. We'll see how I feel. My impression of the band is that I'm assuming they're more metal oriented, but again, I don't have too much of a understanding of what realm of music they lie in. This is a Patreon request from my friend DJ. So thank you so much, DJ. I really appreciate you. You always support me. You found me through Harry Mack, and here we are at Nine Inch Nails. So if it's your first time on the channel, consider subscribing. Pretty brand new reactor here, but I'm open to all types of music, and I do love to sit here and try to catch bars and really try to analyze music as it comes along my way. So I have some links in the description if you want to support me further or request a song. Let's go.
See the animal in his cage that you built. Are you sure what side you're on? Better not look him too closely in the eye.
See the animal in his cage. It's hard for me. I don't have lyrics in front of me. Better not look too close. Don't look it in its eyes. Just like you never want to approach a dog that you haven't met before and stare it straight in the eyes. They take that as an affront or an assault. But in this case, I think they mean something a little different.
Better not look him too closely in the eye. Are you sure what side of the glass you are? See the safety of the life you have built. Everything where it belongs.
Ooh. Well, first of all, I like the tenor of his voice. This is not what I was really expecting. We've got like an intro to a piano, a nice little melody, which I feel like may kick up here in a second, just a hunch. But he's basically saying like, what side of the glass are you on? You know, basically think of yourself at a zoo, like, you know, really though, if you're staring at that predator on the opposite side, are you really sure there's a pane of glass there, or are you actually inside with the animal? Yeah. I think this is probably talking about, you know, people that have a lot of rage inside themselves and need to unleash. And don't test me, right? Don't test me. Okay, I'm very intrigued. Thanks, DJ.
Everything where it belongs. Feel the hollowness inside of your heart, and it's all right where it belongs. What if everything around you isn't quite as it seems? What if all the world you think you know is an elaborate dream?
Ooh, you know what this is giving me? This is like a mixture of some zombie film music mixed with The Truman Show. Super obscure reference, but not obscure. A lot of people have seen The Truman Show, but a weird mixture. Like darker than The Truman Show, if that makes sense. You're living in this like prop reality, something that they may collapse at any second. And what you see is not really what you get. This is good. I thought it was going to go more metal. Maybe it will. But I like his voice. I really like his voice. This is one of those bands that I feel like has been around forever. I grew up in the 90s, and I just feel like I've heard this name my whole life, but never really gave them a shot. Nine Inch Nails. Okay.
Is an elaborate dream, and if you look at your reflection, is that all you want it to be?
I like that line. If you look at your reflection, is that all you want to be? So, if you spend time just staring at your reflection, is that all you're capable of? And as you look in your reflection, it's one of those rare times. Think about civilization before mirrors. Pretty much approaching a body of water was really the only time you could ever see yourself, which I think is a wild thought. Before mirrors existed, it was just like, yeah, do I even know what I look like? Sidetracking there a little bit, but essentially, am I happy with the person I see staring back at me? I don't have to look at that face 99% of the time, but it's telling. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you can really see the pain or anguish that's behind those eyes, or happiness. I'm not saying everyone's miserable. But yes, I do feel like a lot of the times people walk around with a facade up, and, most people that walk by you have no idea what you're going through at the time.
Is that all you want it to be? What if you could look right through the cracks? Would you find yourself afraid to see? Inside of your head, just creations of your own.
Talking about sort of insanity here, I don't mean that in a bad way at all, but just the world, the construct around you. What if all of that was complete fiction, right? And it's been a farce the whole time. Waking up, going to your 9 to 5, dealing with the struggles that you've had, none of that really matters. And I think the singer is really talking about here. I'm sorry, I probably should have looked up who's in this band, an ensemble, but there are no rules in life. There are rules, but there are many that we sort of adapt to and fall into naturally, and he's saying, like, you didn't necessarily have to do that, right? You can be free from these shackles if you look for a different sort of escape or a different route.
Your devils and your gods, all the living and the dead, and you're really all alone. You can live in this illusion. You can choose to believe. You keep looking, but you can't find the words while you're hiding in the trees.
Are you hiding in the trees? And now we've got sort of an echoing effect and a more solidified voice here. Ooh, this is cool. I actually really fuck with this song. I was like a little like, okay, Nine Inch Nails. I like it. It's going straight onto my my playlist. I really like the lyrics, but it has this eeriness, this haunting effect to it. It's very like, not accusatory, but like designed, I think, for reflection, right? So self-reflection, question your own reality, question what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and the parameters you've set for yourself may not have to be there.
While you're hiding in the trees. What if everything around all you wanted to be? What if you could look right through the cracks? Would you find yourself afraid to see?
I mean, honestly, the falsetto here and the sort of staticky sort of background production that's been mixed with the piano and the softness of his voice, but also the sort of like, I don't want to say darker, but the lyrics are very provocative. So the whole thing comes together to be like this kind of like uneasy sort of package where you're sitting here like, look through the cracks and question your reality. Do you like what you see? And I think it's, I can't quite describe it, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. But it also makes me feel like I want to peel back the curtain a little bit and see what's there. I really like this. A little caught off guard by that. That was phenomenal. I think it was talking about mental health and your ability to perceive what's important in life, and the stressors that you have are oftentimes removable. Not for everyone. I understand that's a very privileged thing to say. But we do sort of load stress on into our lives in ways that we don't necessarily have to have at all times. Toxic relationships, for example. There are different alternatives in life you can take. And I think what he's saying here is take a step back, take some deep breaths, and really concentrate on your thoughts. Is everything around you the way you want it to be? And not only that, are the things that you're seeing actually real? Whether that is, accusatory thoughts or the way other people perceive you. Maybe that's not exactly the way you think it is. Because we can be our own self's worst enemy sometimes with intruding thoughts and just negative thinking. This is a difficult song because a lot of people struggle with like mounting depression that sort of weighs them down. And it really does make the world look darker than it really is sometimes, especially one's personal life. But when you do come up for air and you catch that breath, I think we've all been there where you're in a pit and every once in a while you do surface and the world looks a little clearer. I would love some context and background. Did I get any of the messaging right there? Complete shot in the dark. But I did enjoy this, and it was not something I was expecting to immediately love, and I did. So DJ, thank you again for turning me on to a new band, Nine Inch Nails, one that I've known my whole life in terms of the name, but basically never listened to, I don't think. And I love the main singer's voice. That was also really cool. So if you made it this far, please hit subscribe. Consider joining the Patreon. I do have a Discord where we chat about a range of music. But if not, just leave me a comment. I love trying to get back to everyone and fostering a discussion. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.